All right. Joe and Alex here. No Shade episode 44. The biggest free agency probably in this show's history. Maybe the WNBA's history until the next CBA. But man, Joe, before we get into any of it, how are you doing? What's going on in your life?
Hey everybody. Yeah, no, it's one of the best times of year with any kind of free agency. It's always fun. We talked about whether or not since there was 99% of the league were free agents, like how much movement there was actually going to be, how many stars were going to change, who was going to pair up, stuff. I mean, I don't know about you, but I had my phone ringing all weekend because I set up notifications with Shams, Alexa Pilipau, Christina Williams, like all the big names, all the sources in the league. And every time my phone was buzzing, it was going off. So there were a lot of players who signed this weekend. Even our Connecticut Sun team, we made a couple moves. I was looking at the roster before. Still got place to sign more people. There's still some key names out there from last year's roster who are free agents, but we did welcome back somebody as well. Like a lot of movement this weekend, but we're gonna cover it all today. And then, I mean, how spoiled we are with this condensed off season. Since the CBA, we got the draft tomorrow. So a lot of things for us to cover, go through. But I think without further ado, we start up with the Connecticut Sun and what some players that we've acquired.
Yeah. Yeah, we got everything pretty much covered from signings to massive max deal signings to trades. We'll cover it all. We're gonna start with the Sun, like you said. You want to start with our biggest signing or start with our camp signing?
I think we got to go with the headliner, right? It was very big news. This player is joining our team, and for the amount of money spent, let's start with the headliner.
So we make our first big splash after kind of not making a move at first, it felt like. And then we come out with a big Houston signing. We got 2014 WNBA champion, 10-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 8-time blocks leader, and a whole bunch of other great stats. We got Brittany Griner coming to Connecticut for their last year and then heading to her hometown of Houston for the rest of the contract. It is a 7-figure deal. Joe, how do you feel about the contract, and how do you feel her fit with this team?
So with the money, I kind of imagined almost every team was going to have close to $1 million player, if not more. I don't understand, if you have the money, why wouldn't you? As I've seen throughout the league so far, like there's been some really big numbers in contracts for, I don't want to say role players, but like upper tier players in the league. And then there's been a lot of like lower end contracts. So, but everyone's getting paid. So I knew Connecticut was gonna I overpay, for somebody. But I mean, honestly, what Brittany Griner's done in her career, she's a veteran that's definitely earned the contract. What it means for the roster, I mean, we talked about it last year. Outside of Olivia Nelson-Ododa, there wasn't really a true rim protector. Tina, just isn't the defender she once was either. But Griner, even at her age now, um, you know, she can still defend with the best of them. I think as well as she's still underrated in the post. Can still put up points. Her role in Atlanta last year, they were splitting her reps between her and Bree Jones towards the end of the season. They experimented earlier in the season with playing them together. And then as Naz Hillman came on as the season went on, Brittany Griner, they started offsetting her and Bree Jones's minutes together. So, how she fits in with the roster, how it's currently constructed. We know we have Morrow, and we'll talk about Olivia Nelson-Ododa coming back, but we also have Aaliyah Edwards. I think Brittany Griner can play with all three bigs, which is awesome. So that kind of gives you, real rim protection. And we already know that going into next year, like between Lacan and Rivers, again, as the roster is currently constructed, we are going to have a pretty good defensive team. I think Mezion probably looked at it and he's like, hey, we lost Marina. We don't know if Tina's coming back. Like, we got to be able to play defense. So I do really like the signing of Brittany Griner. Now, is she the player she was, I can't even say 10 years ago. Was she the player she was 5 years ago? No, but she's still a high impact player on the basketball floor.
Yeah, not to directly compare to Tina, but to directly compare it to Tina. Tina's 37, turns 38 in December. So I guess she just turned 37, I should say. Brittany Griner is 35, turns 36 in October. Griner's 6'9" compared to Tina's 6'4". So you are getting a shit ton more defense with Griner. Yeah, I do think everyone's going to overpay for somebody, especially in the first year of this. But yeah, we got a player that wanted to be here because of Houston, assumably, if that's even a word. Assumingly, I think I meant to say. But could she be worth it? Yeah. But will she be? I doubt it. But it's a pick you do for other reasons, obviously. But
It's
she is
more
going to
than
be
just
huge. She's very good, close with Sanaya Rivers. I think she's can teach a lot. And this is a defensive team. Lacan and Morrow. I do think in Rivers, obviously, I do think she will help mentor them, and that's what Messiaen is looking for, and Rosati. So I'm trying to piece it all together as I'm saying it out loud.
It's more for off the floor too. I mean, she's
Yeah,
marketable. She's a polarizing figure on the basketball floor, off the basketball floor, but she's a marketable star in this league,
yeah,
and I think that
WNBA
goes a
fans.
long way for a final season.
Yeah, and it could replace the sting of losing Tina, which I don't think they should definitely sign now. I think Tina should go to where she thinks she can win. Yeah, Tina's never won a championship, right? Yeah, no, she hasn't. So yeah, go do that, Tina. Brittany Griner, come help our team out. Next, we re-signed Olivia Nelson-Nadota. Believe she was one of the 5 protected. Otherwise, I don't think Marina would have been taken, and we would have protected her. Or I don't know who else the 5th person would have been if it wasn't Liv, but still had to sign, and she did. So now we got Griner and Liv to pair together. Very, very cool duo.
Yeah, I also found it interesting. One of our comments on YouTube, apologize, I can't remember the name right now. We had kind of taken the blame from the ownership side, being like, oh, why didn't they protect? And like, oh, maybe they thought they weren't going to lose Marina, and then they did. The comment essentially was just like, well, maybe Marina wanted to test free agency, and they were just like, all right, we might as well protect Liv. And then as free agency was happening, and you're seeing all these players sign, I wonder if they protected Liv so someone couldn't match a contract. Just a name out there today, Shakira Austin got signed by the Tempo, and it was probably for more than the Mystic want to give her. And now they're probably going to lose an impact player. Maybe that was the notion behind it, where it was like, hey, we're going to pay Liv because you look at the roster, she's a 4-year vet. That's like the most without signing Brittany Griner. So it's like they were like, we want someone on the floor like this. We're gonna keep, her development every year has been good, but we don't want to have to pay her $1 million or close to it. We can pay her. I believe the deal ended up being like $700 or $750 a year. So we both love Ono. Like she was fun to watch last year. You can tell she was improving. She got hurt for that one little stretch, so that kind of killed her momentum. But we both love that Liv is back with C2 for sure.
Yeah, Spotrac or Spot Rack, however you like to pronounce it, doesn't even have her as signed or available, so I'm not sure what her deal is. But yeah, so two very good signings for different reasons. And then we signed somebody that wasn't on our radar, Kennedy Burke from the Liberty for a 1-year deal. She played the most minutes of her career last year, and I'll pull them up in a second to give the actual stats, but she averaged about 8 points, I believe, and it was one of her best. It was her best season. So a big potential play. She's only 24 years, 29, excuse me. She's 29, so she's under 30. 6'1", went to UCLA. Was a late second round pick, so she's made a career for herself for that pick. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, taking a player from a championship caliber team is never a bad thing, in my opinion. I think the thing that stood out to me outside of the 8 points a game last year was the 40% shooting from three. You know, we talked about it last year. There felt like there were so many games where it was like, if before she got traded, JC Sheldon and Marina weren't hitting threes, then like we were struggling to score, or we can only score in the mid range or at the rim. So bringing in a shooter with championship pedigree, like, or just playoff. I'm assuming I got to look back. I'm sorry. She was she on the title team 2 years ago?
She's been on she was on New York 2024, 2025.
Yeah. Okay. So she does have the championship. Just making sure before I do one of my Joeisms here and make something up. But having that championship pedigree, knowing how to win. Again, she is a veteran. This team doesn't really need high impact rookies right away. They have a rotation. They have rotation pieces. So whether she's going to be starting with the rookies or she's going to be, a superb six man off the bench, I'm just happy with the shooting. I think the way that basketball is still in the WNBA, it's very focused on your power forwards and centers. But like the NBA is, already like shooting is so important. If you can't hit threes, then you're going to have a hard time keeping up with the scoring pace.
Mm-hmm. And well, between once everything cools down in the off season before the season picks up, we will do episodes on these players, or at least partial episodes on these players. And as we don't have much to talk about, we'll get you familiar with the entire roster before tip off of the first game. But yeah, a little bit about her. She started 9 games of the 36 she played last year, and her most by far, 21.6 minutes per game. She averaged 8, like we said, 2.4 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and shot 41.4% from 3 and 46.8 from the field. And those were both career highs. 3 by far. Her rookie year, she played 31 games, 13.6 minutes. She shot 35% from 3. Last year was 25.9, or the year before last was 25.9. So a huge jump. So something changed. Hopefully she can bring it with her. Our next signing from the French national team. Found this one randomly on Threads. Didn't see it on Philippau's Twitter or Instagram. So it's not official yet, I don't think. But Pauline Estier from the French national team is should be signing with the Suns. Another Messian snipe from France, hopefully. 24 years old, 5'10" guard. She won Best Young Player in the Women's League 2022, MVP of the Champions Match, whatever that is, in 2022. Best Young Player in the Euro League in 23, and first pick All-Star starter for the Women's Basketball League in 2024. She's a winner of the French Cup. She's a winner of Euro Cup in 22, winner of the European Super Cup, and the winner of the championship match in 2022. She had a great year in 2022, a rookie year. Was that the one? No, best young player, excuse me, not rookie, just young. She's played with Lacan, so that could be sick to see them play together, or just one replace the other and keep the same game in and not have to change things drastically. But Joe, what do you think if you have any Pauline Estier takes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about her. Obviously, the accolades probably speak for themselves better than I can right now. I'd have to watch some film. This is all very new. I mean, how can you not be excited? Teammate of Lacan. I'm kind of looking at some box scores from games over the last year or so, and I mean, I'm seeing, you know, double-digit scoring in a lot of them. She seems to be more of a 2 guard than a point guard.
Which is good. We need that.
but at the same time, she's still averaging 5 assists a game, which
We
like
need that.
which is still very good. This team needs playmakers, right? Morrow is more of a scorer, rebounder. She's not really a playmaker. She's catching it. She's trying to score. Nelson Dota's catching it. She's trying to catch it in the post and score. Rivers, kind of a do-it-all player. Lacan was really our playmaker last year when Marina, was struggling shooting. She was the one setting up plays for everyone else. So if you can bring in a high-level guard to complement Layla, whether again, like you said, they're playing together or alternating minutes as well when Layla needs a break or inevitably picks up 2 fouls in the first half of a game, you can't be upset with it. I told you I'm a big fan of international players. I just think that the AAU circuit in USA, unless you're a top player, is not the best environment, and overseas they're getting better development. So a young guard, 24 years old, hopefully, and we had mentioned this off air, hopefully she's not has to wait till June to come over and make her debut. We still got to see what's going on with the EuroLeague schedule and making sure there's no overlap or anything. But can't say anything bad about it at the moment. Very excited.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think like I was saying, I think the EuroLeague is not every year, so that was a big deal, and that's why they left, or that's why they didn't come over right away. I think most years they'll be fine. I'm trying to look up some box scores from the French National League. She had a bunch of teammates, so at least while practicing, they were making each other better. Alana Rupert, obviously Lacan, Torre from us as well, and Saloon from the Valkyrie as well with Rupert. But yeah, the minutes per game, it's Migna Torre is getting one of these games she scored 13. That was the most points, and 14 with second most. Lacan only had 17 minutes, 4 points, 4 rebounds, no assists in this game that I was saying. But Austere only played 9 minutes, got 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Austere played. Let's see if she didn't play in this one. So yeah, I don't know if she was how much she played throughout. I don't know what they were playing at this point for the Spain and Italy game of these box scores I'm looking at from 2025, but I don't know the situation, but she has a lot of great teammates from the W that she's learned from already, that she can lean on. 2 of them happen to be on her team, so that's pretty cool. If Torre can be something in the W, we have 3 French players that have built-in chemistry. That's pretty good. Speaking of Torre, she signed a training camp contract, and that is the last of news from the Connecticut Sun. Joe, what do you want to hit on from the Sun? Anything else? And then pick a team that we can start with.
Yeah, I think we got to see how the rest of this roster is going to shape out, right? We have 2 draft picks. I never know,
3,
obviously, but well, 2 in the first, 2 in the first round. So are we going to draft players? And we'll get more in depth in this, but are we going to draft players that we're going to roster right away, or are we going to more go free agency and then draft players that we're going to stock away until we're in Houston next year? It's very interesting to see, obviously, how the roster's developing already. I still think shooting's very important from remaining free agencies, and then I do think probably a good idea to continue to add size on the wings, right? As we talked about with the Diamond Miller trade, having that 6'2", 6'3" bruiser, defender, physical player on the outside. Because last year we were very tiny, our bench, right? We had Lindsay Allen, Bria Hartley. It was a lot of guards that we struggled defensively because of it.
Yeah.
And for a team to start,
where do you want to start with the rest of the
why don't we just go in alphabetical order?
If you want to be boring. Is there a team you want to talk about first? I thought you were going to go somewhere.
Or do we want to talk teams?
I thought you were just going to talk about the team you've been hyping up all off season, all 2 days of this free.
Maybe we'll go with the teams who haven't made moves. We'll get those 2 out of the way.
All right.
That might be easier because then less to talk about, and then we can go right into
You got it.
into
All
something.
right. Do you know what teams they are off the top of your head?
I believe one would be the Washington Mystic,
That is true. They've only made
who
a trade.
look like they are really planning on building through the draft.
Yeah, they got a bunch of picks, right? They got picks number, I have it right here, 4, 9, and 11,
Yeah, so
and
three
19
three picks
and
over
30.
there. So they really haven't signed
So they have the
anyone.
last pick and the 19th pick, which are in the second round, and then 11, 9, and 4, which just off freaking Tankathon, we'll get into the draft later, but Lauren Betts, Gabrielle Jaquez, and Raven Johnson are all mocked to go there.
All three
It's
very good names.
insane.
Three very good names. So there's them, and I believe the other team that hasn't signed anyone. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who's the other team. I can't think of one off the top of my head who hasn't.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Wow.
Yeah, technically, Alyssa Thomas is going to resign, but
Correct.
they haven't technically signed and they haven't posted about anybody. Um,
Now they had a
but
lot of people on rookie deals on their roster between
and
Mac
somebody sign
and
Alyssa Thomas. They're going to bring Bonner back. What are they going to do? Are
yeah,
they going
that's
to
going to be very interesting
Clea
because they
Copper?
lost
Clea Copper is one of the top free agents left.
Sabali to free agents to the Liberty, which we'll talk about, and that's very interesting. I didn't realize they didn't sign anyone. I knew the Mystic didn't, but I wasn't confident that the Phoenix Suns or Phoenix Mercury didn't. So we'll see what they do. I mean, that's a interesting. That team made the finals last year or the semifinals, excuse me. So like, we'll see what happens.
All right, what team do you want to start with now?
Should we, because we're homers, go to the Liberty?
Why does that make us homers?
I don't know. There was a comment I remember reading that someone said we were a
Yeah,
Liberty podcast
forgot about
masquerading.
that already. Yeah, I don't know what that meant. We have never once been anything for the Liberty.
I talk about liking Sabrina Ionescu way too much. Sorry, everybody. She's
Yeah, but
exciting to
that's
watch.
player.
But yeah, no. So the Liberty have made a lot of good moves. Their stars have taken less money, and with that, they signed Sabali, who I such a high impact player. So joining that roster is going to be very, very interesting because that's a very large roster. They were able to keep Jonquel Jones, Brianna Stewart. They still have Febich there. So I know for them, a lot of their bench pieces, Kennedy Burke included, are signing elsewhere. So they're going to have to fill their roster. But I'm going to go on a limb and say whether or not like Natasha Cloud signs back or not, like there's going to be a lot of people who want to go play for that team. I think at least for a year with, taking maybe less money than they thought they would have.
Yeah. So the official signings that have been reported are Sabali has got multi-years. Jonquel Jones came back for multi-years. Sabrina Ionescu is set to resign. I'm sure she will. There's no rumors about her going anywhere else. And Brianna Stewart, who I think officially signed, but I didn't see any posts. But on here it says she signed. On Spotrac it says she's signed. But we know she's going to sign anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just adding it to my list.
But yeah, that's definitely a dangerous roster.
So yeah, they're running it back, and they brought over one of the best scorers, who also has college history with Sabrina.
Right. So they're a big one. I think we talked about Atlanta having a great free agency as well.
Atlanta, they are dominating free agency. They had a great team. They brought him back. Naz Hillman for a $2.5 million deal over 3 years. Alicia Gray, 3 years for $3.7 million, well deserved. Brianna Jones is back. No details that I found. Jordan Canada, 2 years for 1.2 plus million. Ryan Howard, didn't see any details, and traded for Angel Reese for 2 first-round picks that probably won't be good picks. I'm not saying can't get a good player, but they won't be lottery picks. Man, they brought it back and then added Angel Reese.
Essentially, they
Who will
swapped
have to
Angel Reese
dominate.
for Griner, is what they did.
Yeah. If they're
But
not
that's gonna
jumping
be
to the top of your mock standings, I don't know.
that's going to be a physical team. That's going to be a fun team. I'm very interested to see how Angel fits in with that roster, just from her toughness that she showed in Chicago. So, like, yeah, A plus so far from Atlanta. Very interested to see what final pieces they add.
Yeah, Angel Reese playing fun and happy when she's feeling happy and having fun. It's probably going to be a good sight in Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right, pick another one.
Who else has had? There's
Surprised you haven't said Chicago yet. You're like obsessed
I
with
was I
Chicago.
was gonna save them for four. The professional in me should have transitioned from Atlanta to Chicago, so we can do that. I'll save my fourth team, who I think the four teams that have had the best offseason. So this is Chicago at three,
That's where you're going. So you're going New York, Atlanta, and then
and we'll
Chicago.
say Chicago. I think Chicago. A lot of people in the media, Twitterverse, whatever you want to call it. Obviously the Angel Reese trade is very polarizing. People thinking they only got two picks and they somehow didn't get a player. I felt like more so, it's probably more so today and like last night as they've added players where I think they started turning the corner. Skylar Diggins, Azura Stevens, and Dejanay Carrington, Connecticut's former. So like, I thought they've added some very good pieces to a roster that probably underperformed last year. Elizabeth Williams and Cardoza still there, and they just made a trade today for Rakea Jackson, getting rid of Ariel Atkins, sending her to. I'll let you respond first.
Yeah, we got Elizabeth Williams returning, Rachel Banham returning, Vandersloot returning. And then you have Azra Stevens coming back. She's a former Sky. Her salary starts at $1 million in 26 and increases by 5% from that base each year. And then we got the heavier hitters. Azra Stevens also somebody I wanted for the Sun. Obviously, wasn't a possibility. Then we got Skylar Diggins. She signs 2 years. So at this point, you're hyping up the Sun, texting me. You're saying, "Oh, they made some good moves." And I'm thinking Skylar Diggins and Azra Stevens are two great players, but they're missing like the meat and potatoes. Like Skylar Diggins is a little like she's still great and one of my favorite players, but like she's older. Azra Stevens is kind of a role player, like comes in, hits threes, or starts and plays good defense and hits threes, but like not like your dominant scorers. Maybe throughout some games they will both have huge games and take over, but thinking you need like a bigger younger star to do with it, and then lo and behold, they trade for Rakea Jackson. That she should take the next step and be an absolute stud. So that, and then they got another role player in JC Sheldon.
Yeah, that's right.
Traded to Washington for their 2028 first round pick. So they don't lose any picks this year. And then DJ Carrington signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, so the roster's coming together. I mean, as you know, when you lose someone like an Angel Reese, high motor player and everything, like I think they've added some very good pieces. I think Rakea Jackson was, sometimes the third or fourth option in LA, and it'll be very interesting seeing her being, like a number one wing option for that team. So, but that leads me to my fourth team. I think the LA Sparks are, kind of going all in, trying to, understanding, hey, we had some lottery picks, we had some high draft picks that we were able to do, but let's go out, make some moves, and try to compete for a championship. Kelsey Plum comes back. I don't know if you saw her deal, her deal where it was for $999,999.
Yep.
Apparently, there's like a millionaire's tax in LA or California or something. So she stays below that threshold. And then Derica Hemby, who, was on my list as a center to bring over to Connecticut. She comes back. You acquire an Ariel Atkins, like Cameron Brink's coming for a full season. Like there's a chance that LA can go on a run here and end up being one of the top teams in the West.
Yeah, they brought back longtime Spark Neka Gumake, which will help.
Completely forgot about that.
De'Arica Hamby, 3 years fully guaranteed, close to $3.5 million overall. Kelsey Plum, 1 year, $999,999. And then they also brought back Erica Wheeler and Emma Cannon. They signed. Don't know much about her, but Ariel Atkins was traded for Rickea Jackson. I don't think that makes them better. Ariel Atkins can score. Don't get me wrong, but Rickea got such a high ceiling. Let me just.
Do you think Hamby goes to a 3 in that lineup, or do you think they're going to have like Brink come off the bench?
Probably Brink off the bench.
Right, that's the only thing I think, because now they're missing, because they lost Julie Alamon like that, and Sarah. I almost said Ashley Angel Parker. Shout out O-Town fans. For Sarah Jessica Baker, right? Is that her name?
Barker.
Thank you. So, they've lost some wing players. But yeah, I do think they've had a successful offseason so far.
Yeah, Rickea just turned 25, and Ariel Atkins turns 30 in July.
Yeah, it's a win now move.
But I think Rickea helps you now and more in the future. I would have think you would need a pick to add on to get Rickea Jackson. But yeah, I think it was a steal for Chicago.
Yeah. Valkyrie signed Gabby Williams today. That
Atkins did sign also, multiple years with the Sparks already.
Atkins did.
Yeah.
Valkyrie, they've done a nice job.
They've signed maybe the most people, including training camp contracts. Getting a training camp contract is Mila Sowa, WNBA champ and Duke graduate, Mariella Fasolua, and Caitlin Chen. She's not guaranteed to come back, but another international player, and then someone from Duke who shout out to Duke. They are Joe's favorite team. They also signed Letitia Amire. I don't have any news on that one, but Kayla Charles is not a name I'm too familiar with, but she signed a 2-year deal. Cecilia Zandalicini, 1-year deal. Saloon and Repair, multiple-year deals, along with their biggest signings, bringing back Veronica Burton for multiple years, and then signing Gabby Williams to multiple years, which I think makes them a really big threat if Gabby can play like she is at her best.
Wasn't Kayla Charles? Did I see the story on her? Or she was a very good draft pick, or am I blanking on someone else? There was someone, I read a story that they were trying to get back into the WNBA. No, this girl's a former second round pick by the Connecticut Sun, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of something completely different. So ignore me.
All right, but she gets multiple years. But yeah, what do you think? They're basically running it back. Caitlin Chen not guaranteed, and then Gabby Williams.
Well, you know how big of a fan I am of Gabby Williams. I love someone that does it all, 2 sides of the floor, Swiss Army knife position wise. So for a team that was, I don't want to say, I gotta say, right? They overachieved last year. They made the playoffs. Yeah. People didn't think. You add a ultra talented player in Gabby Williams. They lost like a Carla Leighty, and that I think they'll feel that, because I think she's going to develop into a very nice, solid player in the W. But you add Gabby Williams, and to a playoff team, you are trying to project yourself going in the right direction.
Yeah. All right. I'll go right into Minnesota next. They did absolutely nothing, and their fans were not sure what was going on. They just kept bleeding players, losing them after player. And then they woke up today. They signed Courtney Williams to a 2-year max, Kayla McBride to a 2-year max, a lower max. Not exactly sure what it is, but that's what it was specified as. Nia Coffey to 2 years above league minimum, and then Natasha Howard, the big blow at the end, 2 years, 1.4 million. I think that might help the sting of who they lost, and when the season starts, might make them forget overall that they lost whoever they lost, and now they have Natasha Howard, and they're going to still be dominant.
Yeah, we had talked a little bit too on the side with the Lynx. If this is going to be like a kind of a quiet rebuilding season where they understand that Collier might still be injured in some capacity. I didn't see anything on her timeline for when she's ready to play. But, losing Alana Smith, they lost Dejanay Carrington, they lost Bridget Carlton, Jessica Shepard, Natasha Heidemann. Like, there are a lot of names that departed the Lynx. And it's kind of funny. I was reading something and people were like, oh, Nafisa Collier goes ahead and tries to get everyone money and now no one wants to play with her. Like, it gave me a good little chuckle. But, yeah, actually, Alex, I remembered the other team who I would put in top 5. I'd probably put them in front of Chicago and the Sparks. And I'm surprised I kind of forgot about them. But we can shift from the Lynx to, as I dropped the tennis ball that I was playing with off camera, the Dallas Wings have made a lot of moves this offseason as well. I think the Alana Smith signing's pretty big there. I'll let you read it off the transactions.
Yeah, I think they made. I think they got a lot better. Arike comes back for a 7-figure, multi-year non-max. A lot of people thought she'd be in the expansion draft unprotected. She wasn't, and then they brought her back. Jessica Shepard, they signed. I don't know anything about her contract yet. Alana Smith, 3-year max, a max from the. I don't know why I wrote that, but yeah, she got a 3-year max. Grace Berger got a qualifying offer. Awak Courier signs with the Wings. I think she re-signs. And then some camp deals. Just some crazy names in general here. From Italy, you got Costanza Verona. Fucking amazing name if you're a Seinfeld fan. And then a name you hope never sees the league because you would never know how to pronounce it. But a 6'3" prospect, Dulcie Fankum Mendejo.
Couldn't even say it back to
you. Cheyenne Sellers, top prospect from last year's draft, gets a tryout with Dallas. That'd be cool. She could make it work there. And then Amy Okonkwo, who was a Connecticut Sun for our first year of podcasting in the beginning. So that's a name that will always stick out to me. Yeah, I think adding Jessica Shepard and Alana Smith, who already have chemistry, come in, play with Paige and Arike now, who have chemistry. Dallas is getting dangerous.
Yeah, it's very similar to what Indiana did with once Caitlin came in, right? Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell were there, and they still had a high, the number 1 pick. Clark comes in, and that quickens the timeline, right? It's the opposite of like the Mystic. The Mystic are saying, okay, we have really nice players, but we're going to slow build this because none of these players are superstars yet, right? Kiki and Sonya had great rookie seasons, but
go sign a fucking superstar to a max deal. You have 3 other draft picks. Like, they fired their GM for differences, and I wonder if she sees more eye to eye with me.
Right. And now, you look at Paige on this other end, the Dallas is like, hey, we got our coach. We got our player. Like, we're going out here right now, and Dallas is trying to put themselves into playoff contention after 1 year of Paige Beckers.
Yeah, so they got Shepard and Alana Smith, who are wing players, right?
Bigs, both bigs.
Not centers.
Yeah, Alana Smith is a center, yeah.
Is she? How tall is she?
Shepard is probably a 4. Yeah, Alana Smith was like defensive player of the year candidate. I think she was
she won it, but I didn't think she was like super tall. She's a forward.
So she's a big time big.
She's 6'4". Okay, yeah,
and Shepard, I believe, was a power forward last year. They used her as. So like they added some size there. Enrique coming back is massive.
Oh
We all
yeah,
thought
I was
she was
thinking of
gone.
Carlton for a second. Yeah, Shepard's 6'4" as well. Yeah. All right, so
So
they added 2 forwards. They could work together. Obviously, they were on the same team, and they were good. So I feel like that solidifies that they're going to take AZ. Not to get into
Maybe Olivia Miles too. I've been seeing that name a lot
with Paige though.
with Paige, because then that way Paige moves to the 2, Enrique at the 3, and then you're a little bigger.
I don't want Paige not having the ball. Sorry, Olivia.
But
I wouldn't take Paige off point guard.
I will say it takes Lauren Betts out of the mix though, for sure.
Well, I think Fam's going to go before her.
That as well.
I don't know. I love Lauren Betts. I think Lauren Betts is a stud.
I do as well. I think in this draft, I'm probably taking Betts 1. Spoiler alert for the mock draft later down the road. But yeah, so Dallas has done really well. Any other teams that we did not discuss? Seattle, they've kind of done what we thought they'd do. I told you it was going to be a mass exodus out of there.
Yeah, Seattle kept Magabor and Zaya Cook. They signed Mackenzie Holmes. I don't know if she's returning or not. Steph Dolson makes her way over there from Team USA, and Natisha Heidemann is their big signing. So
yeah, so
they're in a rebuild. So Dom Malunga,
they're in a weird
go
spot
off next year.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Indiana. That's another team we haven't hit.
Yeah, they haven't done too much. They've kind of answered everything that you thought they would have done.
Yeah, Dantas re-signed. Ty Harris came over. They signed her. Monique Billings is a decent signing from the Valkyrie. Sophie Cunningham stays for 1 year, and then Kelsey Mitchell supermax for 1 year. So maybe next year we'll get her.
Still hoping Kelsey Mitchell would have been. Please want to be an alpha for a team and not care. Win your championship this year, and then come join the Houston Comets with our young roster. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, so we got the 2 expansion teams and Vegas left. So we'll go Vegas, basically running it back. Kirsten Bell, Cheyenne Parker Tyus for a 1 year deal. Chelsea Gray, 3 years, $3 million. Jackie Young, 1 year regular max, and then Jewel Lloyd, 3 years for 2.2. I mean, I don't know what Asia's going to sign for. Probably the Supermax, whatever it can be.
Whatever's left, right?
I don't know why she hasn't done it yet. Maybe she's not going to get the Supermax and be like, let's have a good team and still make $1 million plus.
I mean, she's been she makes a lot of money in endorsements, I'm sure.
Yes,
so, for her, the $1 million contract isn't as, I don't want to say necessary, but it's not, keeping up her winning legacy at this point and being the GOAT. Like, that's what she's driving for now. And I mean, she's going to get paid. I'm sure they're going to figure it out. But I would assume she's trying to just help the roster. She's not going.
What's the max amount of years you can sign with the CBA? Do you know?
Ooh, wasn't it 3 years or 4 for certain players? I want to say it was 3.
Supermax explained. What does it say? How many years? Just saying the money. I don't know. Whatever. It's 3 or 4 probably because no one's signing more than 3.
Let me see if I can pull it real quick.
How long can a WNBA player sign for? Give me Google. Give me AI.
Everything's just like defining it as what it is, not like how long.
Veteran deals typically sign for 1 to 3. Contract extensions, including an epic 3-year extension for high-performing players on rookie deals. So 3, I think, is the most.
Yeah, I like the way that sounds.
So yeah,
And then
she's
that
gonna
gets us
definitely sign
to
for 3 years, regardless of the money. I bet.
yeah, or at least a bunch of 1 year deals and just keep racking up the money every year. But and then that leaves the two
She'll probably
expansion
sign
team.
like a 3-year deal that like is less this year and then the most at the end, like most athletes. All right, so Toronto, they've done a decent amount. They have now Lexi Hull to a multi-year deal and Lexi Held, but Lexi Held along with Madison Rocco, Liz Bologun, Maria Conde from Spain, Christy Wallace, and Lauren Giuscati, who was just won the Euro Cup with Lithuania, and then Nina Milic. They're all camp contracts. Lexi Hull was the multi-year deal. Shakira Austin signed with the Tempo for 3 years, but the Mystics can match it.
Mm-hmm.
Marina Mabry signed for the max 2.4. It's 1.2 for 2. Sykes also got the max. Isabel Harrison signed a 1-year deal as well, who had played with Sandy.
You said Lexi Hull signed?
Oh, whoops. That's supposed to be under Fever. It says
Oh,
Lexi
okay.
Held
I was
Fever.
gonna say, I was like, I missed that one
Lexi Held.
because I was like, whoa. I was like, that's a pretty big loss for them to keep Cunningham over Hull. But yeah, they kept both.
They kept both. Yeah, sorry. I did a lot of copying and pasting to get this in order. And
No, all good. I just wasn't sure if that one was
oh, you're right. Yeah, they have Lexi Held on a camp contract, but Shakira Austin for 3 years if the Mystics don't match it. Marina Sykes on max deals for 2 years 2 years I believe, and then Isabel Harrison is 1 year.
Yeah, I mean they're putting themselves in the Valkyrie category, I think.
Yeah, they got a decent amount of camp contracts for European players. So,
and if they get Austin, that's a pretty big ad in free agency if you can get her, and she's healthy.
Brittany Sykes, we had the great first half of last year and then fell off after
when she got traded. Yeah,
but yeah, so we'll see if she can be a main scorer, and then Marina be a big time shooter, and then Shakira Austin down low. But I don't know. I'm not in love with these signings as an expansion team, but
and that's what I said last year.
yeah, well, we didn't know any of those names. We at least know these people.
That's true.
It's just a weird combination of people. I just wouldn't put these together. Sykes, Mabry, and Shakira Austin. And then who else did they have? Almond or
yep.
Yeah, they got Almond, and then was it Carlton or no, they have Mabry.
No, Carlton's on the temp by the fire.
So yeah, they got Mabry instead. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love either, but it's hard to love. I mean, I don't know. Portland got Bridget Carlton for 3-year max. Nayadu Pouch, your girl, signed for a rookie skill contract. And then they got Carly Samuelson,
who's coming off knee surgery.
Maya
Codwell got a training camp contract.
Or Maya Samuelson, or is it Katie Lou?
No, Carly got.
She
was on the Lynx and she got hurt, or she was on Dallas, one of the two. I can't remember.
The Lynx.
Yeah. So, I mean, like we said, free agencies still left. You want to read the list of players that are still free agents?
Yeah. Just give me a sec.
This is as of today, by the way, obviously.
Yeah, the 12th at 5:00 p.m. We got Emma Mieseman, Kalia Copper, Maisha Hines-Allen, technically Asia Wilson, Natasha Cloud, Tip Hayes, Alicia Clark, Lainey Hamilton, Tina Charles, Rebecca Allen, your girl Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, Kia Nurse, Sammy Whitcomb, Michaela Onyewer, Kayla Thornton. Kayla Thornton, I don't know how to pronounce her name, from Chicago. Kayla Thornton, Kia Stokes, Not Donta. She signed Megan Gustafson, Lindsay Allen, Katie Lou Samuelson. I'm pretty sure Katie Lou's the one that hurt her leg from Seattle.
I think they both were hurt.
From Connecticut. I don't know. Probably. Sydney Colson, Temi Fagbenle, Dana Evans would be a cool signing. Brianna Turner, Tiffany Mitchell, Odyssey Sims, Bria Hartley, Dewana Bonner, Emma. She signed Steph Talbot, Haley Peters, Ari McDonald, Jade Melbourne. That's basically it.
Yeah, so a lot of names still out there. A lot of people still need homes.
Let's go through it one more time and just a quick yes or no. Would you want them on the Sun with this current team? Emma Mieseman.
Yes.
Yes. Kalia Copper.
Yes.
Yes. Maisha Hines-Allen.
Not needed for us.
No, I would say no. Asia Wilson. Hard pass. Natasha Cloud.
More yes than no.
Yeah, I'm indifferent, but I think her and Sanaya would make some great content. Tiffany Hayes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say a huge yes, even at 36 and a half years old.
She's electric off the bench.
Yeah, she's awesome. Alicia Clark, the mom.
Probably not.
No, I wouldn't. Laney Hamilton.
I wouldn't be against it.
I would say no. I'm saying no. Tina Charles.
No, because of the Brittany Griner signing.
Yeah, I'm a hard no at this point. Would be cool, but for her last
season,
but that's really the only upside. Rebecca Allen.
Yeah, I would. She's like a 3, so it's like I told you, I think we need wings.
33-and-a-half-year-old guard, 9-year veteran. Let's see. What is she? This won't give me her stats. I'll say no. Kia Nurse.
It's actually like a realistic one. I could say yes.
I wouldn't mind that. She's Connecticut. Yeah, we can get Kia Nurse. I would take Kia Nurse. Sammy Wickham.
Yes.
Yeah, she shot pretty well last year, didn't she?
She did. Those were passes from
36% from 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take Sammy Wickham. I didn't realize she was 8 years in the league. I would say yes on Sammy Wickham. Michaela Onway. Kayla Thornton.
I feel like Kayla Thornton would start for us.
Yeah, she's a superstar. She just got hurt last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I would take her. I think that'd be a good.
She's a forward though, so
I know that's the issue.
She's do it Morrow.
Yeah, that's for the Rock. It won't happen. I would want her, but it won't happen.
If she's coming off the bench because of her injury, yeah, but no, I'll say no. It's not realistic. Kia Stokes, center. No. Dantas.
No.
Lindsay Allen.
I would welcome her back. I thought we said she should have played a little more last year, and I mean,
she doesn't panic. She knows what to do. She's a true veteran. She's gonna get you some buckets.
Yeah.
Katie Lou Samuelson.
I mean, it's just the Connecticut feeling, but outside of that, probably not. I mean, she could shoot, but outside of that, I don't know if it's worth for our roster.
Yeah, she's only she's gonna be 29.
Yep, but a lot of injuries.
Yeah, let's see. Most games, she played 37 games last year, 18 minutes, 96% free throw shooter, 33% from 3, 35% from the field.
Yeah.
4 points a game. Yeah, no, we don't need it. It would just be for Connecticut bench vibes. Sydney Colson.
Again, she could play, she could be in that Lindsay Allen role, depending on what we still need a backup point guard. So
yeah, if she comes, maybe we go on her podcast. She comes on our podcast. Who knows? Temi Fagbenle
was a fun player last year, but again, I don't think we need any more bigs.
Yeah, Dana Evans.
That is someone who, if you can go get as a backup in the league, I don't know if she wants to be a starter somewhere or not, but like. We're big fans.
Played in all 44 games last year, 17.7 minutes, 6.6 per game, 2 assists, 38%, 39% from the field, 36% from three, 75% from the line. She needs to work on that, but that'll fit in with Connecticut's on free throw shooting. Yeah, anyone you hear just buzz me. Brianna Turner, Tiffany Mitchell, Odyssey Sims, Bria Hartley.
Yeah, like I could see her coming back.
Who, Bria?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got hurt at the end, didn't she?
She got the knee surgery. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. At least a camp contract that works again. Duana Bonner, I don't know if it's possible to tear her away at this point from AT.
Probably not.
And then, yeah, Steph Talbot, Haley Peters, Ari McDonald, Jade Melbourne.
Jade wasn't too bad. We saw her live a couple times last year.
Yeah, only her second year. 23, going to be 24. Guard depth, not terrible. I mean, I honestly, her over like a Lindsay Allen would be preferable, but if we brought Lindsay Allen back, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, yeah, those are the names. I'm refreshing Twitter one more time. Alexa did not tweet anything. All right. So you want to wrap this up with who you think did the best?
Yeah, I mean,
all right. Well, let's just go. All right, Washington in the worst. We'll go good category, bad category. Yeah. Washington hasn't done anything. They're in the bad.
Bad.
Minnesota, they got Caleb McBride, Courtney Williams, and Tasha Howard. At this point, not focusing on who they lost.
They're a C. They're a C.
Focusing on who they signed. Don't focus on who they lost.
They're a C.
All right, I put them more good than bad, but I agree.
C.
Portland, Bridget Carlton is really it.
Yeah, not enough data yet, but I would say C-, I guess, until they sign some more people.
Valkyrie running it back, and Gabby Williams.
Got to be a B. The good Gabby side, Williams.
Yeah. New York, Sabali, Jones, Sabrina, and Stewie. I'd say run it back with a great team and add Sabali. That's at least on the good side.
Yeah, they just got to get a bench to go with it. It almost feels like the Big Three era Miami Heat, where they've got to sign a bunch of vets for a minimum who want to go win a championship. But yeah,
Tina Charles there. Sign Tina, sign Bria Hartley, sign whoever Haley Peters.
I mean, whoever wants a ring, I would say New York is where you want to go if you're not going to Vegas.
Toronto, Sykes, Mabry, Austin.
B, if Austin does not get matched, B. Without Austin, I would say C+, but probably higher because they're going to prove us wrong that that Sykes and Marina are going to be a really good pairing.
That'd be cool to see. I'd put them more in the middle. The Sparks are on the good side. NECA, Hamby, Plum. I think trading Rakia Jax for Ariel Atkins was stupid, but Ariel Atkins is still a formidable player. Will score a lot of points. I just think Rakia's upside is. I mean, you signed Hamby for 3 years. Plum's only a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how long NECA signed for, but she's older. You would want younger players. But anyway, I would still say that's a good on the good side. What would you give it?
Yeah, I gotta say the B's. They're definitely on the good side.
Phoenix did nothing bad. Vegas, Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, Parker Tyus, KB, and you would think Asia's coming back at some point.
If Asia's coming back, it's an A+.
Yeah, running it back.
It doesn't matter.
They have a chance to win the championship every year. Atlanta, I think this is one of the best ones, if not the best. Nas, Hillman, Alicia Gray, Bree Jones, Canada, Howard, and then adding Angel Reese for 2 first-round picks that will probably be bench players.
Yeah, they're obviously, I think they've had the best free agency out of everyone.
Yeah. Indiana, Kelsey Mitchell, Monique Billings, Ty Harris, Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Dantas.
Definitely positive. They didn't really lose anyone.
No, running it back.
Yeah.
Adding a couple bench players.
Clark coming back healthy because she was.
Oh, they lost Howard.
Yeah, I guess Howard is a big loss for them.
They'll need to replace Howard, but if you just look at the signings, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Seattle, Heidemann, Dolson, Mackenzie Holmes, Zaya Cook, Ezzy Magabor. Pretty bad, right?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the leap Dom takes. So if that's a big jump in year 2, they're still going to be really competitive. But they lost a lot.
Yeah, I can't. They're gonna be. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs. Personally, Dallas. We had Jessica Shepard, Arike, Alana Smith, Grace Berger, Awak Courier, and then a bunch of camp deals of familiar names.
Yep.
Fun names.
They're on the good side.
Pretty good. Yeah. Adding that with Paige, can't go wrong. And hopefully, I think Leah Roos is still there.
Yeah, I believe she signed a qualifying offer.
Yeah, so that's good. Good. And then Chicago, Elizabeth Williams, Rachel Banham, Courtney Vandersloot returning, and then they added J.C. Sheldon via trade, Rakia Jackson via trade, and then signed Skylar Diggins and Azra Stevens. Pretty good.
Yeah. And then that leaves us, I think we're also a C.
The Connecticut Sun, we got Brittany Griner, Olivia Nelson-Dodo, Kennedy Burke, sneaky player, and then a Paula Astier could be a sneaky under the radar player that no one has announced yet. And then Minga Torres.
We didn't expect any kind of, the home run splashes that we hoped, but I think
Brittany Griner is more than I expected, honestly. More than a lot of people.
Very true.
She's got fans everywhere. So, yeah, fun free agency. It's not over, obviously. If we do anything, we'll make another quick social media video for it. But yeah, so we got through free agency with the draft tomorrow. We do have to talk about it in the same episode. Unfortunately, we're not going to talk about it a lot. We are going to make a separate mock video before tomorrow's draft. Obviously, I think we should make one of what we would do, and then one what we think will happen as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think that just makes sense.
All right. But right now we got Tankathon. I got Tankathon up, WNBA mock from ESPN and WNBA mock from Draft Room. It's Dallas, Minnesota. Minnesota getting the second pick too is huge for what they lost. Olivia Miles. Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Toronto, Portland, Golden State. All right, and that's enough. All right, so the big board has Awa Fam from Spain, 6'4", under 20 years old. AZ Fudd from UConn, obviously, 23 years old, scores 21 a game. Olivia Miles, point guard from TCU, is also really good. Lauren Betts, the center, 6'7", from UCLA. Kiki Rice, point guard from UCLA. Floje Johnson, awesome player from LSU, shooting guard. Tanaya Latson from South Carolina. Gianna Neepkins. Nell Angloma from France. And then Gabrielle Jaquez rounding out the top 10. After that, you got a Court Raven Johnson. I'm just trying to think of some cool names from college. Sarah Williams from UConn. And then no one else as notable. And then next year, you got fucking heavy hitters. And even the year after that, because you got Sarah Strong. But, Joe, what sticks out to you in this draft after the Final Four is over? After you see this board, you hear the top 10. What do you think about this draft class overall?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, when you have a number one pick that is an international player, you look at last year with Malanga, and even though Paige was a no-brainer, no doubter number one pick, like Dom proved that it probably in any other draft she could have been the number one pick. So I'm interested. I've watched a little film on Awa Fam, and she's pretty athletic. She moves really well, kind of can do a little bit of everything. So if that ends up being the number one pick going to Dallas, I mean, you're looking at a 3-big rotation of 3 players that can do a little bit of everything with Alana Smith, Jessica Shepard, and now Awa Fam. And you also put Lee that mix. That's a really, really deep front court for Dallas, where maybe last year they did not have the size and consistency from that position. I know everyone in the public see AZ Fudd go there with the first pick. I just don't see Fudd in that role as a dynamic superstar scorer. in the WNBA, at least not early. She's gonna go high because of her shooting. Something like the Lynx, if like we said, are they quietly rebuilding or are they trying to load up? I could see Fudd being a perfect fit to go play in Minnesota alongside Kalen McBride, who's also a sniper, and Courtney Williams is still there, and Feet is coming back. So like I do like Fudd in that number 2. And then I think the biggest question really is how many UCLA players are going to go in the top 10. Their roster was awesome this year, one of the best college teams put together. Obviously, UConn getting upset by South Carolina in the Final Four, but UCLA had really good years led by Lauren Betts. And we've talked about this, even last year when we were talking about the W. Like Lauren Betts is going to be a superstar in this league. I really believe it. Like I think she's going to add a jumper to her game at some point. She plays defense. She shot blocks. If she falls to the Mystic and the Mystic lose Shakira Austin and they're like, oh, okay, we'll just get Lauren Betts. Like, watch out for the Mystic, like in the next couple of years, because they've got young players who can make noise very quickly. Someone who I feel like has been would also be an interesting player is Flau'jae Johnson. I think she's the other person I want to call out here. Like she's very dynamic. She's very dynamic. She can do it all. She was by far the best player on LSU this year, carried them at times on the offensive end of the floor, just plays with such energy and heart. So whoever does end up getting her, like that's going to be a steal. And she's got a great personality for the game. We talk about how these teams and these young players all come in with their own fan base and their own personalities, like their own brand. Like Flau'jae is just, the next person in line who has that for the league. So she'll be an exciting player. Now for Connecticut, I mean, I know we have 2 picks outside of the lottery right at the end of the first round. I'd be very interested to see if we trade one of those picks to try to get back into the first round for an additional pick next year. That also, I'm curious if any other team will do that as well, just because we know the next 2 years are loaded. You see like Chicago started acquiring 28 picks, and like maybe does Indiana skip this year's draft and draft somebody else, someone for next year, or the Mystic use one of their picks later in the draft. Like I'm very interested to see how the bottom of the first round reacts to the draft this year, whether it's getting players to store, whether it's trading draft picks. Because again, I do feel like this is a top heavy draft.
Yeah. I mean, so there are 6 UCLA players, just to say your first question that you proposed. How many will go in the top 10? 4 are projected to go in the top 10. So we'll see. Or at least big board ranked.
Yep.
I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are it's top 13. In the 5 should go in the first round. We would think. And then I think this is so you got Fam, Fudd, Miles, and Betts are all top, could be first overall picks in respective drafts. Then you have Kiki Rice, Flau'jae, Neepkins, Jaquez, Okot, and Raven Johnson.
And Latson.
Are big names. Yeah, and Latson are big names. That's like 8 players. I think this is a very good draft. But 27, you got Madison Booker, Talasia Cooper, Audie Cooks. I don't know.
I think she's going to the transfer portal. I think she decided.
Yeah, but this is for next year.
Oh, you're looking next year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, comparing, if you want, what picks: Hannah Hidalgo, Chloe Kitts, Ashlyn Watkins, Juju Watkins. So you got Juju, Hannah Hidalgo, Madison Booker, I think, are just destructive heavy hitters. But, like, I think this draft might be deep, might be better top heavy. Just not as good as those 3 maybe individually, but, like, I don't know. You got like 8, 9 names that could be like potential studs in the league. As for Connecticut, we do have pick 12. Tankathon has Raven Johnson as 12. We also have 15, Ayana Martin from Spain. They do have us taking Martin at 12, and then Frieda Buhner at 15 from Germany. So Tankathon loves mocking us.
European picks.
European players. Let's see what the others have us. NBA Draft Room has Fam. So Tankathon in general, I'll say, has in their mock, it's Fam to Dallas, Fudd to Minnesota, Miles to Seattle, Betts to the Mystic, Kiki Rice to the Sky, Floje to the Tempo, Latson, Portland, Neepkins to the Valkyrie, Jaquez and Raven Johnson as the Mystics' other pick. In between is Nell Angloma to the Fever, and then we get Martin and Buhner at 12 and 15, and then at 13 is Angela Dugalic from UCLA, and then for the Dream, and then Storm get Cody McMahon. So hopefully you remember the order of the draft because I'm not doing that again. NBA draft room has Fam, Betts, Fudd, Miles. So that's already different. Kiki Rice has Maggie Dugan. Let's see if they're even where they even have her. Oh no, they have her at 19. Okay. Tankathon has her at 19. NBA draft room has her going 6 to Toronto. Neepkins, Nella Gloma, Gabriel Jaquez, Floje Johnson, Okot, and then Sun taking Chloe Kitts from South Carolina. Ashlyn Jackson, Raven Johnson, dropping all the way to 14. And then the Sun taking Angela Dugalic from UCLA. So a UCLA and a South Carolina girl. So the second round, we were mocked from Tankathon. Yarden Garzone sounds like a foreign player, but she's from Maryland. And then that's it. We only have one pick. And then this one has us taking. Oh wow, I don't know what this draft is, but it has Latson dropping to the second round to us.
I don't believe that will happen.
Yeah, and then Sarah Williams goes 23. Let's see what.
That's the fun part about mocks.
This was done on April 13th, 2026. So, oh no, it says it will take place. Okay, I was like,
I was gonna say we're reading in the future here.
Updated on 4/9/26, so a few days ago. All right, we can laugh at it if it's wrong. We can claim it's God if it's correct. And then ESPN, which is a notable site, has Olivia Miles, Awa Pham, AZ Fudd. So interesting. Poor AZ has to go to Seattle. Lauren Betts to Washington. Floje, Nella Gloma, Iana Martin all the way to 7, the Spanish girl we were mocked. Neepkins, Cody McMahon to the Mystic at 9. Raven Johnson to the Fever at 10. Jaquez to the Mystic. Wow, Lauren Betts and Jaquez to the Mystic would be insanity. And then us taking Kiki Rice at 12. That'd be sweet.
If she drops, oof.
Yeah. And then Latson 13. ESPN has it. So maybe Tankathon's wrong. Tankathon, yeah. I mean, I like Tankathon for its website, but like I don't know if they know the most about W.
Right.
Marta Suarez from TCU to the Storm, and then Connecticut taking Okot, who I would love, 6'6" center from South Carolina. I really enjoyed watching her play.
Oh yeah, she had a great tournament. I wouldn't be mad if we picked her in the first round. I'll tell you that much.
What is that?
6'6" rookie.
Oh yeah, if we can get it. So I feel like it is a pretty deep draft, and we could get some impactful players. But yeah, we're about an hour 15 in this. You know our thoughts. We are going to come out. Follow us on social media. No Shade Sun. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Download our podcast. But we are going on social media at some point before the draft to give
our predictions and what we do.
Yeah, what we would do, and then what we actually think will happen for the betterment of these franchises. So, Joe, final words, free agency, and well, it's not final at all, but final for this episode on free agency that's still going on and the draft tomorrow.
Yeah, like we said before, there's a lot of names still going on, still on the list. So we'll see, if Connecticut wants to spend any more money for the season. You think you think and hope that celebrating the Suns last season isn't going to be celebrating it from last place. So hopefully we make a few more moves. We'll see, does the rich get richer, or, does it balance out a little bit now that the really big names are off the board? So looking forward to seeing the rest of free agency. And then, draft tomorrow. Drafts are always exciting. It's the one day that kind of gives you a little bit of hope. So again, the condensed off season, fast and furious. Before we know it, training camp will be starting, and the regular season will be right around the corner.
Yeah, and we didn't forget the Diamond Miller for Ray Marshall trade. We've already discussed it. Go look at our reactions on our YouTube page or on our social media. YouTube's got a 10-minute clip. Social media's got about a minute clip. So, yeah, we talked about that as it broke before we could record, and then everything else happened. We knew we were recording on today, so we waited. But if anything else breaks for the Sun, we will do another video like that. But, yeah, thanks for listening, guys. This was a longer one. Feels good to be in the days of just straight episodes with not having to play games at the end. Although I do love playing the games. I do love playing the games, but I don't think it was best for our channel. We'll get some Instagram games going eventually with that app that we used to record the last thing. I think we could do a couple like
fun stuff,
rankings or something quick and fun that is trendy. But yeah, draft tomorrow, so we'll have some video out, instant reacting as well at night for it. But yeah, we'll have our predictions before. All right, thanks, guys.